The Psychedelic Furs are an English post-punk band who were formed in 1977 and are still going, although basically they took the 90s off. It's centered around Richard and Tim Butler, and the band name was chosen deliberately to distance themselves from punk, which in turn distanced itself from 60s music and psychedelia, obviously. They have, the Psychedelic Furs, released 8 studio albums in total so far. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of Talk, 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 which is an album by the Psychedelic Furs and was released in 1981. It's their second album, and it's my first time listening to them. So I've heard of the Psychedelic Furs. For some reason, and I have a lot of these weird confusions in my head. For some reason, I had them confused with the Velvet Underground, who were a very different thing altogether. So I don't know why. So, of course, I did what I always do, which is I have 2 listens, and I do a listen, then a read, then a listen. And on my first listen, I thought they sounded a bit like New York funky stuff, but also recognised that the singing accent was English. Not a huge number of people actually have detectable accents when they sing, but some people do, and they did here. So it's kind of, I don't know. I think I describe it as punk adjacent. I think generally it's described as post-punk. It's got a kind of jangliness, which has come from punk. And it's got a sort of, well, it's got a poppy bass again from punk and this jangly guitar. It's not as raw or as fast as some punk is, but it's also got sax going on and keyboards, which give it a fuller sound. One of the things that I actually quite liked about it was that it has a live feel. So it feels quite unpolished, as if they've got in the studio, set up, and then just played the track and recorded it. And I think so. I have mixed feelings about how much polish people do in a studio. Some of the types of music that I really like. So progressive rock is one of my strong points. And that's often very, very polished and very kind of carefully crafted. And so at the other end of the spectrum, there are people who are very unpolished, and you got stuff like garage and lo-fi and punk and things like that. And I have realised that there are things that I listen to, and the level of polish or the lack of polish is something that I struggle with, and it makes me dislike things. So I think that this is kind of approaching where my kind of tolerance limit is, but not going beyond it. And I think that this is unpolished in a good way. So I enjoyed the feel of the music, especially I felt like it worked if I cranked it up a bit and it was quite loud. I wasn't hugely bothered by his singing, although I guess it's quite an effective laconic sound. It's not quite full Lou Reed, but it's a little bit in that direction. The songs are about, not really sure, didn't pick that up very much. Live social commentary. There is a track that some people will consider a refreshingly direct track, I Want to Sleep With You. I didn't mind it, but I just kind of noticed, oh yeah, some people think that about it. And that's about it. So I'm reasonably in favour. It feels like a bit one of these 6, 7 kind of things to me. So I'm giving it a 6.8 as it happens. But that's just my opinion, and I'd love to know what you think of this album. So please do let me know by leaving me a comment. But that's it from me for now.